Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Hope you are doing great. You know, we all get to get our grubby little hands on Battlefield 6's open beta in like 2 days, especially if you got early access. And everyone and their mom is making content, either reacting to Battlefield 6, first impressions of the gameplay, talking about all the class changes. It's cool. I've been keeping up to date with it. I've been watching it, don't get me wrong. But I wanted to do something different than everybody else and just have some fun today, okay? We're getting close to Battlefield 6. I just kind of wanted to chill out and have some fun today and do the ultimate Battlefield tier list video. All right, I've been wanting to do this for a long time. 1,000 subscribers was kind of my goal for doing this video, and we hit that. So again, thank you guys so much for 1,000 subscribers. You guys are freaking awesome, okay? I appreciate all the support, all the love on the videos. It's been really cool. And for a thank you for that, on the stream, which will be starting at 12:30 a.m. PST for the open beta, is like midnight my time. It's crazy. And then the open beta launches at 1 a.m. my time. I'm going to be up all night. But as a thank you for all the support and the love on the videos, we're going to be giving away a Phantom copy edition of Battlefield 6 to one of you guys, okay? It doesn't matter what platform you play on, I'll take care of it. So definitely stream or tune in to the stream on Thursday because we're going to be giving away a copy of Battlefield 6. But let's get right into the video. No more talk. If you enjoy the content, definitely hit that like button. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. And let's start organizing and reviewing some Battlefield games, man. I did something different too for this tier list. I don't know if you guys can see all of the games, but I threw in Battlefield Labs because I have some experience with it, and I think it would be interesting to see you guys see my comparison to the other Battlefield games. And then I had to make sure to get Modern Combat in here. It wasn't on there originally. That's I think Battlefield's first console release ever of all time. So we wanted to get that in there, but let's get started. The first game is Battlefield 2142. This was actually my second Battlefield game ever as a kid. I think I played this game when I was like 10 or 11 years old. I loved this game, man. The Titan mode, if you know, okay? Titan mode was absolutely elite. I feel like this was the best futuristic multiplayer shooter that I have ever played, even till now. Like, nothing has really captured the absolute aura of Battlefield 2042. Maybe Titanfall like can get kind of close. You know, it's a different experience, I understand that, but man, something about 2142 was just so good. So I want to say S tier, right? But I'm gonna put it up. Man, this is really hard once you're live and trying to figure out where to put these things, man, because we got so many games. You know, I'm going to put 2142 at a solid B, okay? That's not even a bad thing. It's a great game. I just think there's better games than 2142, but super solid, more than solid. I would give it like a 7.5 or 8 out of 10. Next up, we have the original Bad Company. Now, this was the first Battlefield game ever to use the Frostbite engine. This is a pretty revolutionary game. Now, I'll be honest, I didn't play a ton of this game. I think I said in one of my older videos, I didn't have like an original Xbox growing up, and then I did get a 360 eventually, but I mainly played like Bad Company 2 on that. I think I played Bad Company a little bit here and there, you know, kind of going back a couple years later just to kind of test it out and play it. But it was good fun, man. Like the 3D mini map, this is where, you know, that we all see in Battlefield 6. This is actually where it was originally designed, was the original Bad Company by David Sirlin, which is really cool that we're kind of seeing like some of these weird legacy features that we might have all forgot about coming back into the game. So Bad Company 1, I'm going to kind of put it up in the B section as well with 2142. Solid game. I don't have a ton of experience with it. It was revolutionary at the time. I do think Bad Company 2 was more revolutionary. We'll get to that. But Bad Company 1, it's still a legendary game. Great campaign, all that good stuff. Now here's where it gets funny. I'm curious to see how many of you guys know about this one, okay? Battlefield Play for Free. Leave a comment in the chat if you guys have played this. I have, actually. I remember I was a kid, man. All these older games, I think probably 11 or 12 years old. Battlefield Play for Free was amazing to me. I would install it on my school computer and I would play it and then we'd have to send the computer back, and I want to be able to play it for the summer, and then we'd get a, so I played this game for probably 2 years as a kid, and it was a good time. Now, is it a good Battlefield game? Probably not that great. It was kind of like a mix of Battlefield 2 and Bad Company, at least with how the gunplay felt. I can't remember if there was like a pay-to-win mechanic. I feel like there was a lot of something like that, like a microtransaction or something was kind of weird with the monetization of this game. I was a kid, so I couldn't buy anything anyways. But I remember that as a kid, like being like, oh fuck, like I wish I could buy something to, like, I don't know if it was skins or if it was extra like weapons or something, but it was a fun experience. I'm gonna put it D, because to be honest, it still wasn't that great of a Battlefield game. I had good moments. It's a lot of nostalgia, but it wasn't a good Battlefield game. Next up, Hardline. This one's controversial. I feel like a lot of people look at Hardline with rose-tinted glasses now. When this game came out, it was like universally hated in the Battlefield community. Not a lot of people love this game. I remember Angry Joe reacting to this game, and people were kind of like, I think a lot of people were just confused with the setting, because it was like they were trying to shove GTA into Battlefield with the whole cops and robbers. The setting was just weird. Now, on that note, some of the maps were pretty cool. Like Downtown was a great map. The new game modes that they had, what was it? Was it Hotwire? The game mode where you had the objective on a car and you'd have to steal the car, and it was literally like a capturable objective, but it was a vehicle, which was pretty cool. And then I think Heist was another. So Battlefield Hardline, I have a lot of good memories, but it wasn't my favorite Battlefield game, but it wasn't necessarily a bad Battlefield game either. Like I said, a lot of people look back at this game with fond memories. You had the whole, like, you could drive a couch on one of the maps memes. So I'm going to put Battlefield Hardline right in the middle. We're going to put it at a C. Next up, oh man, the game that started it all, ladies and gentlemen, 1942. I'll be honest, I have played 1942, but I have not played a lot of 1942. So it was kind of a little bit, I don't want to say past my time or before my time, but also I wasn't really old enough to experience the peak of 1942. So maybe I'm a little bit biased here. I'm not going to put it in the S tier or A tier that I feel like some people would when that game came out and they got to experience all that and how revolutionary it was to the gaming industry. But when I go back and play it, I can see how revolutionary it was. It was one of the first large-scale multiplayer combat games ever. So I'm going to put 1942 right up here with these guys. Again, I don't have a ton of hours in 1942 by any stretch of the imagination, but I can totally respect it. And I have to put it up there because this game is the reason I have this channel right now. It's the reason we're getting Battlefield 6 in 2 days. It started it all. So we have to show respect to the OG 1942. Now, Battlefield 2, my first Battlefield game ever. My first Battlefield experience. What's funny is my friend had Bad Company 2 growing up on their laptop, and we would kind of sneak and play that game when our dads weren't paying attention. And we had a ton of fun on Bad Company 2. And I remember when I was a kid, I saved up a ton of money from chores around the house, or I would do like lemonade stands, just the normal kid wants to make money thing, because I wanted to buy Battlefield and be able to play it with my friend when I wasn't with him so we could play online. So I saved up the money. I went on Amazon, purchased the game, and then this showed up, Battlefield 2, and I thought it was the same game. We tried to play online, and I realized this is not the same game, so I bought the wrong game. I bought the better game, though, I feel. Actually, I don't want to go that far. I don't know. But Battlefield 2 is classic, all right? The amount of hours I have in Battlefield 2 is insane, okay? I probably have over 1,000 hours in Battlefield 2 easily. And what's funny is probably most of that is with bots, because I didn't have great internet connection growing up either. So yeah, Battlefield 2 with bots, Strike at Karkin was my go-to for like 2 years as a kid. But man, great maps. All of the DLC was incredible, like the Spec Ops DLC. Was it Special Forces or Spec Ops? I forgot. Battlefield 2 is just legendary. Great maps. We got, I think, Dragon Pass. Is that what it's called? Strike at Karkin. All just the OG classic Battlefield experience. This is like the Modern Warfare equivalent for Battlefield, right? This is the game that really put Battlefield on the map. So I'm going to put this up at A, because this is a fantastic game. And again, it kind of started the Battlefield love for me personally. Battlefield 3, okay. See, now we're getting to my era, okay? Battlefield 3 was probably the first Battlefield game that I remember the entire launch cycle for. Like, everything leading up to the launch of the game, all of the trailers coming out, all the marketing hype. I remember seeing ads for this game on TV. Battlefield 3, in my opinion, is the best Battlefield game ever. I'll say it. Battlefield 3 is just elite. Whether it's the maps, the gunplay, the atmosphere, the sound quality. Battlefield 3 had a co-op mode. Do you guys remember that? I didn't play a ton of it. I did play here and there. Crazy. Battlefield 3 had co-op, bro. Campaign was actually pretty good. You know, it wasn't the best campaign I've ever played in my life, but it did pull at the heartstrings a little bit. If you haven't played Battlefield 3's campaign, I definitely recommend at least giving it a shot. It's short and sweet. But yeah, I think they just nailed everything in the franchise with this game. The class system made a ton of sense. It was simple. It was easy to understand. Tons of legacy, legendary maps on this game. So in my opinion, we're going to put Battlefield 3 up in S tier. Okay, really quick though, halfway through the video, I'm really curious to hear what you guys think about my rankings, and I want to hear your own rankings. Okay, give me a little breakdown in the comment section below where you guys would put each game. I would love to hear it. Next up, Battlefield 5. Oh boy. You know, it's funny, as a Battlefield fan, I was going to actually kind of touch on this in my video called It's Okay to Be Excited About Battlefield 6, because when you see all these games laid out like this, you realize that Battlefield hasn't missed that much in comparison, you know, in the bigger picture. We haven't really had a lot of bad Battlefield games compared to how many Battlefield games we've gotten. We've had like 2 or 3 just misses. Battlefield 5, in my opinion, was a miss. I think a lot of people look back at the game with rose-tinted glasses because of 2042, because Battlefield 5 is definitely better than 2042. Battlefield 5's movement is pretty cool. I am not a huge fan of the gunplay. I think it's better than Battlefield 1's. I think it's a little bit more traditional feeling, but I still didn't like the recoil on the guns. It just felt like everything was just kind of bouncing around randomly. So I have a ton of hours in Battlefield 5, but I don't find myself really ever itching to go back and play that game anymore. You know what I mean? Like, I know a lot of people can appreciate it. I was kind of let down by the setting they did with the whole World War II thing. Not even in the controversial sense, but just in the sense that it just didn't really feel like a World War II game to me. At least I didn't connect with the game in that way. So I think I'm going to put Battlefield 5. People might get mad about this. Damn, people might get mad about this, but I don't even care. I'm putting Battlefield 5. Oof. Fuck. All right, we'll put it up next up to Hardline. I think that's fair. I do think Hardline is better than Battlefield 5, which might be a crazy take. But yeah, I don't know. Battlefield 5 just didn't do it for me personally. All right, next up, Battlefield 1. This game is an atmospheric cinematic masterpiece. There is no denial. The graphics, the audio, even the gun sounds, even the gunplay in a sense, even though it's not really that great competitively, was still like somewhat engaging. The only thing I didn't like about Battlefield 1, and you guys might remember this back in the day, Battlefield 1, I believe, came out right after Battlefront 1, or maybe it was the other way around. But I remember thinking in my head that Battlefield 1 kind of felt like Battlefront, like dumbed down, and then made into Battlefield. It was a very casual game, which there's nothing wrong with that. I think it was really popular because it was kind of a different setting, a very unique setting compared to, you know, other shooters we'd ever seen on the market before. Everything was cool. I just do think that when I try and go back and play Battlefield 1 nowadays, it's just too slow for me. Maybe I'm TikTok brain, Zoomer brained out, but I don't think that's what it is. I think just the gameplay is, the skill gap to me is just not there. It feels like you die for really stupid reasons. It's just not super enjoyable. It's like crazy because I love when I boot it up and look at it and I'm like, this looks amazing. I'm like blown away at the quality of the game. But after an hour or two, I'm really kind of over it and I don't play for a long time. So I think I'm going to put, I have to put Battlefield 1. Oh man, this is crazy, guys. A or B, because I appreciate it as an A, but personally it's a B to me, you know what I mean? I'm just going to go B, guys. I'm going to go B. Get mad at me in the comments. It's okay. I know a lot of Battlefield 1 lovers out there. I totally understand. It's a great game. Don't get me wrong. I just think from a gameplay like perspective, I was just not a huge fan of it. Oh boy, Battlefield 2042. So I mean, I think, do I even have to explain Battlefield 2042? It's the current Battlefield game at the moment, at least for now. It's got like 2 months left, and then this shit's going in the garbage. But yeah, 2042 is trash. The most broken Battlefield game to ever exist and on launch, and that's saying a lot because Battlefield 4 didn't launch that great. Battlefield 2042 wasn't even a Battlefield game to begin with, okay? Battlefield 2042 was a broken, glitchy ass hero shooter that got installed on my fucking computer somehow. I thought I pre-ordered a Battlefield game, and then this game comes out. This is what's on my computer. I launch it up, and it's 40 McKays with M5s on orbital, and it makes no sense. Okay, so yeah, 2042, we don't even have to get into all that. Weird game, okay? I want to forget everything about Battlefield 2042. I like to be fair, there were some cool moments of 2042. I think some of the post-launch content was all right, but just overall, when you compare it to the other games in the franchise, it's pretty bad, guys. It's pretty bad. Now, this is weird. I don't know why this happened. I have Bad Company 2 Vietnam, which is just the DLC for Bad Company 2. So we're going to just mark these together. But Bad Company 2, in my opinion, like Battlefield 3, is S tier. Okay. This is the first, well, after Bad Company 1, this game expanded on the destruction system and really brought it to the forefront of the franchise for the first time. Okay. Battlefield Bad Company 2 kind of propulsed the rush game mode into relevance. This mode was insane. It was high action. It was chaotic. It was, a great frontline battle lines experience. Bad Company 2's maps were fantastic as well. We had Arica Harbor, Valparaiso, Harvest Day. Oh man, I could just go on and on about Bad Company 2. The classes were cool. The aesthetic was really cool. Something about that game just felt so satisfying to play. You know what I mean? Like, if you guys experienced Bad Company 2 in its heyday, this game was sweet. I remember, the ghillie suits looked sick. The M95 sniper, everything just felt so good in this game. And it's weird because you go back and play it now and you're like, dude, I can't even like sprint strafe in this game. Like it doesn't really play that mechanically that great on a PC, but man, was it fun. It didn't even matter. You couldn't go prone in this Battlefield game as well, which was interesting. But yeah, fantastic Battlefield, definitely S tier. It shaped the franchise in a really good way with destruction and set itself apart from the other shooters during the time, like Modern Warfare 2, I believe. So great Battlefield game. If you haven't gotten your hands on Bad Company 2, definitely go back and try and play the campaign. I'm pretty sure you can play the multiplayer now with some a restoration project that they have out there from the community. But man, Bad Company 2 was elite. All right, next game, Battlefield 1943. I like to refer to this game as Battlefield Bad Company 2 World War II. It felt so much like Bad Company 2. It practically was, in my opinion, Bad Company 2 with a World War II setting. Interesting fact about this game was not available on PC. It was only available on console, which is very interesting, but I had a ton of fun on that on my Xbox. So I'm going to put 1943 actually in the A tier. This game was sweet. It was multiplayer only. There was no campaign. The maps, however, were fantastic. The gunplay was just like Bad Company 2. There was destruction. It was a blast. I had a ton of fun on 1943. People might get mad that I put 1943 over Battlefield 1. I don't care. You guys can disagree. It's fine. But I had more fun in 1943 than I did in Battlefield 1, so just is what it is, boys. Next up, Battlefield 4. This might be another controversial one to most people. Battlefield 4, I mean, it's a legendary game. It's probably one of the best Battlefield games to ever exist in the history of all time. But I'll be honest, when I was younger and I went from Battlefield 3 to Battlefield 4, I was kind of disappointed at first. I'm not gonna lie. It kind of felt like it's like they were trying to make Battlefield 3 but bigger. And to me, it didn't play as well. I don't know. I never was that great at Battlefield 4, at least from a skill level. So maybe that's the bias. I'll be completely honest, okay? I'll admit that. I was not that great of a Battlefield 4 player. The guns just didn't sit right with me, at least coming from Battlefield 3. Doesn't mean it was bad, and they fixed a lot of the game. When it first came out, the netcode was completely broken. Every time you would blow up the Siege of Shanghai building, the game would crash. It launched pretty rough. They did fix it up. We had the community testing environment headed by, again, David Sirlin in Battlefield 4. The game came back around. The DLC was really good. So overall, Battlefield 4 is a legendary Battlefield game, but just to me personally, coming from Battlefield 3 to Battlefield 4 was a step down for me. I know a lot of people think the exact opposite, and they think Battlefield 4 was just the bigger evolution of Battlefield 3, but I liked Battlefield 3's kind of close quarters, more destruction focus on the gameplay, and Battlefield 4 just felt a little too cleaned up, like a little bit too refined, if that makes sense. Still a great game. So we're going to put it in the A section because I do think Battlefield 4 was better than Battlefield 1, and it's a great Battlefield game. So next up, Battlefield Vietnam, another game I didn't have a ton of time with when I was younger. I remember this game. You could, I believe, pick up vehicles with helicopters. It was like what's the mechanic? This is the wrong way to say it, but it was like a little rope or something. You could drop down on air vehicles and you could pick up like tanks and jeeps and stuff, a grapple or something. It was a cool game. Again, I didn't have a ton of experience with Battlefield Vietnam, but I appreciate it for what it is. And on that note, I would love to see Battlefield return to the Vietnam setting. I think it's long overdue. Now, I'm glad that Battlefield 6 is a modern shooter. Okay, we need that, especially after 2042, and then we had 2 historical shooters back to back before that. But in the future, if they can nail Battlefield 6 and then, start nailing some other Battlefield games, and in the future, I would love to see them go back and do a setting like this, like Battlefield Vietnam. That'd be really cool. But I'm gonna put Battlefield Vietnam in the C category. Again, I didn't get a ton of time with Battlefield Vietnam, so that could explain the rating, but you know what it is, okay? I haven't played it a lot. All right, Battlefield Heroes, boys, Battlefield Heroes, the Fortnite before Fortnite was ever even a thing, before it was ever even a thought, Battlefield Heroes existed. This game was a blast. I have so many fond memories of Battlefield Heroes. It was kind of goofy, it was fun, it didn't take itself too seriously. It's the most goofiest Battlefield game we've ever had. I mean, I guess in a good way, right? Not goofy like 2042 Goofy, where it was like complete trash, but like goofy in a fun way. The game modes were fun. The character skins were goofy. It was a blast. And again, it reminds me so much. It's so weird. It's like they were so ahead of their time with Battlefield Heroes. It's insane. Like Fortnite came out, what, 8-10 years later after Battlefield Heroes, and blows up and dominates the scene. And little Battlefield Heroes walked so Fortnite could run, So I'm going to put Battlefield Heroes. At the end of the day, it's just so different. It's hard to compare to these games. But from a fun factor and just how genuine and authentic the game was, I'm going to put it up in the B section up here with these games. It was a fun time. Now, this is where it gets interesting. Really quick, before we get to the Battlefield Labs review, I'm going to do Modern Combat first. We'll save Battlefield Labs for last. Modern Combat, I'd never played. Okay, so I don't think this is really fair. A lot of people liked the, the hot switch. There's some kind of mechanic in this game where you could like switch characters on the fly or something like that. So a lot of people that played this game really liked it. Again, I just never played it. I have never played a single second of Modern Combat. So I'm gonna put it next to Play for Free. Again, that might not be fair, but I haven't played it, so it is what it is. I saw a lot of gameplay on YouTube before when I was kind of getting into Battlefield and trying to understand the franchise back when I was a kid. It looked fun. It kind of just looked like Battlefield 2, but on console, a little bit dumbed down. So again, D might not be fair, but again, I haven't played it. So, it's really hard for me to compare to these other games. Now, here's the fun part, boys. All right. Where do I rank Battlefield Labs after I've been playing it for 3 months compared to these other games? Again, the beta comes out in 2 days. This is where we're going to all get our real first taste of what Battlefield 6 is for ourselves. But guys, I'm telling you, man, this is why I've been so confident. I've been so positive on the channel. I used to be very negative when it came to anything Battlefield. Before I even really came back and started making a ton of content, you can go back and actually watch like some of my old videos, like 3 or 4 years ago, little baby Sam hopping on the mic. And yeah, I was kind of pissed off sometimes on some of those videos. But guys, I've been playing Battlefield Labs since the end of April, and I cannot express to you how much Battlefield just seems back. Now, I will say, and we're all going to experience it in 2 days, there is a sprinkle of Modern Warfare 2019 in this game. I have to be honest, okay? The guns do kind of feel like Modern Warfare 2019, but in my opinion, that's not a bad thing. Modern Warfare 2019's gameplay was actually, at least at launch, was really, really good. Just like that like raw, visceral feeling of shooting a gun that MW 2019 had, this game has. So when you first boot it up, and if you've played Modern Warfare 2019, you're gonna kind of feel what I mean or understand what I'm saying when you hop into the testing range or hopping into your first match. But trust me, when I'm comparing this to Call of Duty, it is not anything negative, is a positive aspect for Modern Warfare 2019. The maps that I've played for Battlefield 6 are incredible. They're S tier, if not A tier, if not S tier maps. Siege of Cairo or Abbasid, which I was so used to calling it for the past 3 months, is incredible. The destruction is amazing. The atmosphere is awesome. Iberian Offensive or Batteries is a great map as well. Liberty Peak or Capstone, however you want to call it, it's probably my least favorite map out of the Battlefield 6 catalog. Doesn't mean it's bad though. That's what's crazy. It's like my least favorite map, but it's still really, really good. Still a great map. But yeah, everything I've played with Battlefield Labs has been absolutely incredible, and I'm excited to, kind of really get my hands on the real game in 2 days with the open beta. But guys, I'm gonna put Battlefield Labs. Here's what's crazy. It could go S tier, guys. It's that good. The problem is a couple of the design choices I'm still very iffy about. The dual primary weapons, I know they've kind of balanced it, so now you can't use 2 signature weapons. That actually used to be a thing in Battlefield Labs. People were running dual fucking assault rifles. It was crazy. And then they also had, we had dual launchers in Labs as well. So I haven't really been able to play an extremely balanced version of Battlefield 6 yet. And also the class system, that's an ongoing debate. There's both sides. I get it. I've heard both arguments. I've made 3 or 4 videos about the class system. You guys know where I stand. I'm a proponent for closed weapons, but I will say, if the game's fun, the game's fun. You know what I mean? And from everything I'm seeing, all these creators that went out to LA and played Battlefield 6's open beta with the open class system, these guys are like, yeah, I would prefer a closed weapon system, but damn, did I have a ton of fun. Now, that could be the honeymoon phase. They played the game for 4 to 8 hours. Maybe after 20 hours, 30 hours, 40 hours, the open weapon system starts to get kind of annoying. Maybe that will become a bigger, I guess, little smudge mark on Battlefield 6 over time. But I will say, guys, this game is back, man. I really do think Battlefield is back with Battlefield 6. Everything just plays well. That chaotic feeling of playing a Battlefield game is back. So I'm not going to put it in S tier quite yet because I don't think that's fair. It's only Battlefield Labs that I've played. The game hasn't come out yet, but I'm definitely putting it in the A tier. It is absolutely incredible, and you guys are going to know what I mean in 2 days if you haven't played the game yet. It is such a good time. Again, thank you guys so much for watching the video. I would love to know what you guys think of this tier list. Again, S tier, we got Battlefield 3 and Bad Company 2, and then you can see everything else. I just think those were the pinnacle of the franchise, specifically Battlefield 3. But again, let me know down in the comment section below. Give me a rating of your games. Hey, be critical, man. You can blast me in the comments, whatever you want to do. I understand everyone has a different opinion, but let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. But if you guys made it this far in the video, I truly do appreciate you. Hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already. Again, I'm going to be streaming the Battlefield 6 open beta at 12:30 a.m. PST, August 7th, Thursday. Be there, be square. We're going to be giving away a copy of the Phantom Copy Edition for Battlefield 6. So definitely tune in for that. You do not want to miss that. But again, thank you guys so much for watching the video. And until the next one, my name is Sam. Hope you have a good one. Bye.